Hey guys, and welcome back to Situational Awareness. Now, this is going to be focusing on Tier 8 Premium Heavies. These guys often get into the top and being top dogs, or they'll be put into matches like this with a couple of Tier 9s, maybe a few more, but mostly around this number. We are going to be pushing because as Tier 8 Premium Top Dog Heavies, you need to push. There's no sitting back. There's no sitting back. You purchased the ability to be the biggest dog on the field. Although not the biggest in these games because there's 3 tier 9s, but you can still do damage to them. And you need to be the front guys. You can't just hold back. You can bounce a whole lot of shells, and we're gonna see that actually in these couple of videos as well. First up, we're going to be focusing on the Jagdpanda because he fires fast, has great penetration, and he, right here, is a little bit bigger threat than this tier 9. Aiming at the weak spot up top, dealing some damage to him, and he suddenly lost 1200 HP. This should make him very aware of us being able to deal damage to him, and he should be running away. And he is. I bounce on the Jagdpanda, and then I tell Behemoth, just go out there and finish him! And he does. But back to the VK, it's really tough hitting that weak spot on top with these Russian guns. We were just pretty lucky that all of us hit actually and did some damage to him. A T-34 shows up, and he is in hull down position. Now there's no point whatsoever to keep fighting a T-34 in hull down position. It's just a fight that you won't win in an I6 or a 112. And this guy's weak spot hit it, but did no damage. And I just got hit by Artie as well. Behemoth takes him out, and that was pretty lucky there. But again, fighting against a hull down enemy, that is not the situation you want to be in, so I'm trying to get up here to see if I have a more clear shot on him. I quickly see that I don't by holding my crosshair on top of him, and luckily a VK3001 2, I think it's 2D, gets around him and starts shooting him in the side. As we can see here, he is taking a whole lot of damage from him. Pling, pling, pling. We can see it's small damage, so we know it's from him. And he also got hit by Artie there. Then a T-28 shows up, and he's focusing on the VK. Also very good, very nice there by him, making it look the other way. Behemoth hits the ground, the curse of those Chinese and Russian accuracy guns. But he gets the next shot off, and oh, he doesn't. Already hit it. But we quickly move on, as we just heard Artie firing there, hitting where we just were. Shooting on the move prevents us from being able to deal damage to this dude twice as he's in the open, but I do get another good shot into him. And once again, we are the pushing force. This T-54 should not be in any danger with us around, because we just have to push. Push, push, push. Keep on pushing. Because we just cleared the northwest side, and the VK is around there. As you can see, he's down there on the corner, and he's been able to spot the entire west, and there's no one there right now. So there's no point in not pushing around and killing that IS-6. The GW Panther, no, the Crusader SP is spotted down there. But we are going back towards the east to help out, as we both have quite a lot of HP left. We have more than half, both of us, I think. And the T-30 over here really needs some help. We see the T-54 taking out some of the weaker targets like the Tiger P and the Crusader SP. And we're just looking here because there's quite a lot of enemies over there. So right now I am just sitting here and waiting to see if I can hit any enemies popping up, while Behemoth is trying to get to the aid of that T-30. I can spot the KV-1S just a little bit, and with a little bit of luck, I hit him there. Looking at both targets, new targets, the Conqueror and the Tiger II, but none of them were available, so I decided to push through the middle, as Behemoth has come to the aid of the T-30 now, and just finish off the Conqueror. So we're already now thinking about flanking, because that 112 has a lot of HP left, and he will highly likely be surviving quite some time. Taking the time here to aim at the T-71 and taking him out. He could have presented a real challenge if he had decided not to just stay back and act as a sniper. I'm gonna force myself up to this Tiger II and see if I can deal with him. But before I get that far, artillery takes him out. And that just leaves us to go and force this flanking. T-30 is still alive, Behemoth is still alive, so they just need to stay alive, and that's what I'm saying to Behemoth, just stay alive. We are flanking them, and we are getting there in no time. The IS-6 is quite fast. Not as fast as the 112, but do you remember last video, Situational Awareness, where I talked about just taking some shots to get some kind of moments like this? Boom! On the move, T-29, very well covered. And then I just sit here. The 112 just fired, so I know he won't be firing anytime soon. I fire my gun, and then I quickly start turning, as I don't want him to do any damage, so I start wiggling or angling my armor. He is a little bit confused with all the enemies around, and that is the game. 4 kills for each of us, and I am going to switch to the next game and go over the points that were good and bad, as always in the end of the episode. Again, me and Behemoth are top tier. Last time we weren't, but we played a whole lot of games and we were top tiers all the time. Pushing. Behemoth waited for me because he was down here first, and you should most of the time wait for your allies to show up. The Indian Panzer hits me there on the track, and my repair speed isn't fast enough to get me rolling before the Indian Panzer has yet another shot ready, so I decided to use the repair kit there. And here you see me shooting through cover, using the crosshair to aim at the tank, and then just shooting through the cover. Very nice. And some people forget that this is still active, this cover, or still active, that this is active. Some people still think that you can't shoot through this cover. And angling myself here and making the Panther M10 fire. Moving a little bit up here. Still not breaking this cover because some people don't know or don't remember that this has been added to the game. So keeping cover around yourself is a very good idea. Behemoth is side scraping against the IS-6 and did some damage. Oh, waiting for the IS-6 here to come out, but he doesn't. And then I see Behemoth firing at this Panther M10, and I go out here and just take a quick shot. That was a bad shot. Bad shot, Christian. You should have waited. And Behemoth gets the kill there instead. I try and aim at these guys, but I quickly zoom out to see that there is a building between them. And then I decide to just push on them because these guys are holding back our entire force. Like, everyone except me and Behemoth is being held back by these guys. And I take out the Indian Panzer. He was the biggest threat right here. IS-2. Taking him out. Keeping my armor angled there, but I saw that this dude was firing HE, so there was no way he was going to penetrate with his gun. And he already has other focus here. And I go forward and take him out. IS-6 taken out on the enemy team. And I get a shot in the face here by the T-28 camping the base, so I quickly get to some cover. That was a very bad thing to do. Oh, going forward here, not poking this guy more than necessary. I just tap him, but not so his aim is off. And then I get my shot off as well. Ooh, I remember this situation from earlier, getting hit by the T-28, so I wait just a little bit to see that I am not spotted anymore. And then I roll out there and try and hit that very small weak spot. I didn't, but something else did. But as we can see, the T-28 is cleaning up. He just took out a Tiger II and a T-20 earlier, and someone is hitting him from afar, and I hit him as well with a snapshot on the move there. But again, we are the biggest tanks, so we need to push. We are the pushing force. We show the way for our smaller tanks. And we present bigger threats to the enemy by moving closer. T-28 hits me in the track. You saw that I was going in a, not a straight line towards the T-28, but a little crooked line. My tank was showing a little bit of a size, so that when the T-28 finally hit me, he did not hit me so he could penetrate. I side-scraped on the move. I'm gonna move up here as Behemoth was targeted there, and the T-28 tries to hit my top, but misses, and I hit his. Very nice. And then we're going to get to another situation here where this was just an impossible shot, so I don't know why I took it. It was a shot on the move. As we see here, T-32, I just spot him and fire my gun. But instead of shooting at him, I could have shot at this dude and possibly done some damage to him, so Behemoth wouldn't have died if he had fired another shell, and then I would have shot another shell. Behemoth bounced though, which was a shame, and then he got taken out by the T-69. I chased the T-69, which is very dumb, because I leave myself open to the T-32. Tunnel vision, guys, tunnel vision. Here I'm contemplating firing through the building, but I seem to remember that the shots stop when firing at buildings, so you can't shoot through buildings and the shot will penetrate. I side-scrape towards the T-32 to lure him out, and he does show up, but regrets it quickly, but I luckily get the shot on him. T-69 sees this opening though, but get hit in the face by the Indian Panzer. He misses his shot, I miss my shot, and then he bounces on my rear. Super lucky, and he gets taken out. Incredibly lucky to survive that one. But let's go back and see what was good and bad in these games. First up, we have pushing while still keeping yourself angled. You have to push. When you're this big in a match like this, you need to push. And then there's the obvious one, in knowing weak spots of tier 9 tanks. It's pretty self-explanatory, but still, gonna point it out. Learning from my mistake of peeking towards this T-34, I will not be able to do anything to him, so I just completely ignore him and let someone else deal with him. Shooting on the move. Pushing. Keep pushing. We have tons of HP. We can survive 6 shots from this dude, and we have to push. We just have to get rid of this dude. And at the same time, we prevented him from going out there and finishing off our T-54 brother. Staying here and taking aim instead of just rushing through the middle, we were able to take out a KV-1S, and as soon as we see that we have no clear shots, we push. And of course, flanking goes without saying, and then shooting on the move. A good thing sometimes. Yay! But let's reset the scores for the next replay here. First up, waiting on each other. Pushing in alone can lead to early deaths. It's very dumb. Wait for each other. Peeking out with your side first. That's a very bad idea, and I wasted a repair kit. Shooting through cover. Learning that mechanic. Very useful. Keeping in mind that not all people know about this mechanic with breakable cover. Plus side scraping. Aim, 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 aim. Flanking into the middle of a group of enemies just to make them lose focus so that our entire team can have a much easier time pushing on them, as the enemy will suddenly be looking elsewhere, or you'll just be able to take them all out at once. Remembering to stay behind cover after killing an enemy. Taking a huge shot right there. So dumb. Very dumb. Not poking someone aiming. Not poking someone aiming. This is very important, as poking someone really screws up their aim. Learning from your mistakes and staying behind the building as you were spotted. Waiting until you're either out of sight or the enemy has someone else to aim at. And then we have pushing before the enemy can take out your entire team. A T-28 from a distance, that's just, no. Getting close, but move at an angle. This will make him hit your side and maybe the chance of not doing any damage. Shooting on the move in a crucial situation. I might have been able to save Behemoth, but we don't know. Chasing an enemy and getting shot in the rear. Very bad there. And in the end we have keeping calm and choosing to side scrape against one target, the T-32, taking him out and therefore leveling the playing field. I hope you learned something from this, guys, and I'll see you in the next situational awareness.